Good morning and welcome to Orca News. The headlines. Seven new COVID-19 cases in Landova have been reported. 3 more constitutional amendments have been signed and approved. CVTV infrastructure project delayed. And plot epics to replace guardrails. The health department reported 7 new COVID-19 cases in Landova, making the total cases 102. Active cases are now at 7. Recoveries at 89. There are now 1,782 individuals that have been partially vaccinated from the coronavirus. Phases 1, 2, and 3 are still in effect for vaccinees. COVID-19 alert levels are still imposed throughout Landova. Lockdown imposed in Plainsfield Pier Hotel. Quarantine isolation level 2 was imposed in Picot City, Shudler, in Commerce Valley Terraces Village. Quarantine isolation level 1 imposed in Plainsfield City, Sonamo City, and Old Massa Village. And closure is imposed for the rest of Landova. President Limson has signed and approved 3 more constitutional amendments. More to report from Paul. Paul?
Yes, Carson. President Limson last week signed and approved 3 constitutional amendments. The approved constitutional amendments are the following. First is the dissolution of the Department of Tax Reform Revenue that will be merged to the Department of Finance and Budget Management. Second is the right to citizenship in which natural-born and have a Landovian blooded paternal and/or maternal side. The third is the qualification for the nomination of electing a president and vice president of the nation. He or she must be a citizen of Landova whether born overseas. He or she must be living for at least 3 years in Landova. He or she must be at least 35 years old. And he or she must attain education to at least be a high school graduate who favors knowledge about laws, economics, and politics. There are more constitutional amendments that Congress wants to approve. The approved constitutional amendments will take effect in the next elections. Carson?
Thank you, Paul. Here's our weather for today. The Commerce Valley Terraces Village infrastructure project has been delayed due to imposed quarantine alert level. More to report from Amanda. Amanda?
Yes, Carson. The Commerce Valley Terraces Village infrastructure project has been delayed due to the imposed COVID-19 quarantine isolation alert level. President Limson promised during this presidential national state address that commercial buildings, mid-rise buildings, and residential establishments would be established by August. Due to the uprise of cases and quarantine isolation, the project has been delayed. The expected completion of the project would be in October or November this year if restrictions ease up. Commerce Valley Terraces Village right now is under quarantine isolation level 2 in which there is restricted entry and exit and the movement of people is restricted to 10% per population. Back to you, Carson.
Thank you, Amanda. The Landovian Health Department released a video advertisement promotion regarding the COVID-19 vaccination process last August 5th. You can watch the whole video on Landova Dev's YouTube channel. The Transportation Department as well as the Architecture and Infrastructure Department stated that they will replace the fences to guardrails in the Landovian Highway Route 1, or the Plainsfield Terraces Picot Expressway. They'll be also replacing the roads with asphalt by maintaining the road frames and adding tar. The department stated that the highway is unfit for vehicles roaming on the highway that may lead to possible accidents. Even though the Plotepex Highway hasn't been finished for almost 3 years, it's an early start for redevelopment and renovation of the highway when it is unused. They will be commencing their works next week, with an advisory for motorists that Plotepex will be closed for a week or two. And that's it for today's news. This is Garson Nilgers, reporting for Orca News. Good morning, everyone.